Look only when necessary. Don't speak to anyone inside. If you lose, you stay. Close the window when done.
Hey everyone, so last week I got to do something really cool. I had a phone interview with one of the actresses from our film Don't Look Too Long, which we just wrapped filming last week. Her name's Cassidy Terracciano, and honestly, she's such a talented and down to earth person. We talked about what it was like filming virtually, how she approached her character, and just her overall experience working on the film. I'm really excited for you all to hear it, so let's jump right into my chat with Cassidy. Before we get into like the whole film stuff, give us a backstory.
Backstory is um so I grew up like in theater. I loved theater. Um and I went to well, actually back up even before that. I when I was like a baby, my mom had me in like commercials and stuff and like modeling and whatnot. I was actually on the Maury Povich show one time, which fun fact. Then I went to like kindergarten and stopped. The agency that I was with shut down, so I kind of stopped for a while and went to school and then picked up theater around fifth grade, I want to say. And then I started taking classes and whatnot, doing plays and musicals. And I went to a performing arts high school in New Jersey. And then when it was time for me to go to college, I decided I wanted to go to school in New York City and pursue musical theater, which is so funny because I like don't do it at all anymore. I went to a school called AMDA, and it was like a 2-year conservatory, and I finished it in like 18 months. Did like 2 regional theater shows. One actually never ended up happening because they fired our main actor. Then I took like a really long break like during COVID. And I wasn't singing, wasn't dancing. Then kind of went back into it afterwards, with like my local community theater and was like waitressing. And then all of a sudden I booked a job like doing shoe modeling, and I actually got fired from my waitressing job.
Mm.
And I was like, you know what? Like, let me just see, like, if I can just like do acting. Like, let me just see if I can like get um jobs in like film and commercials. And I had the shoe modeling job, so I was like, you know what? Like, backup is that, and I have all this money saved from waitressing. If anything happens, like, I'll just get another job. But I just like was auditioning and auditioning, and I booked a commercial with this woman, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm also casting for this project. Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I ended up doing a vertical miniseries, and I was like, "Oh, well, this is actually really fun, and it's a good transition from theater to film." And I started doing more of those, and then I got into more commercials and short films and whatnot. And recently, I've been doing a lot of horror stuff.
It was like just kind of something you always knew you wanted to do.
Well, I always liked attention, and so my mom like kind of like she had me and my brother in modeling, and my brother would cry when trying to like get his picture taken, but me, I was like, put me in front of the camera. I was not afraid. Strangers taking me, I was like, cool. Hi, you're my new mom? Cool.
Do you remember when you first saw like the pitch for Don't Look Too Long, the short?
Yeah, I remember like when you messaged me, because I go on backstage and I'm just like, apply, 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 apply to like everything that applies to me. So when you messaged me and I like read the script, I was like, oh my God, it's like Unfriended. I love those. Like, I remember seeing Unfriended on my 16th birthday and being like, this is such a cool concept. And then there's that other movie where that little girl goes missing. I forget what it's called.
Missing. Yeah.
Is it called Missing?
Yeah.
That movie, really good. Um, but I love the style of like people filming, like the whole movie is just like on a screen. I really think that's so cool. I love playing psychos, and not that Leah's a psycho, but like she is going through something that makes her feel crazy, and it's like a slow like mental decline that she like goes through. And I was really excited to like, because my inspiration is Mia Goth, so like that, like bringing out like elements of that type of like crazy, like I'm smiling but I'm crying kind of vibe. Like I think that's such a cool, that's like my favorite style of acting, is just being crazy.
There's kind of like two sides of Leah. Like there's like the human Leah and then there's like the digital Leah.
Yeah.
Um and that was like so interesting to see you tackle.
That was, it was really fun, and I really enjoyed the way that the short turned out. So I'm really excited to see like the longer version, like how that's gonna turn out, because like
Oh
you
yeah.
added so much more of like her humanity in this one.
I really did expand a lot.
Even like the voiceovers in this one compared to the last one, um, it's like a big change of like she's like, okay, today like it's kind of like a, I don't know if you know Dear Evan Hansen, but like today is gonna be a good day and here's why kind
Yeah.
of moment that she's going through, and like you can see like she does have her issues, but like she's not where she ends up at the end in the beginning. Like she does go on this journey.
You said you did know what the like the whole screen life format was before, right? Because you said you watched Unfriended in
Oh
theater.
yeah, I think it was my 16th birthday, or maybe my 15th. I was in high school, and I remember going to go see Unfriended in the movie theaters, and like it is cheesy, but it was so cool because I had never seen a movie like that before.
Okay, so I gotta ask you,
Yes,
Unfriended 1 or 2?
I don't even remember two, so Unfriended one. I really liked like the concept of that girl like just like harassing all these people that were mean to her in her life. Like I thought it was really cool. The bit where she puts the curling iron down her throat is like so crazy. That's like scarred in my brain from the first
That
one.
being said, like you
Yeah.
did have the most like intense scene of like the whole film. Did anybody like walk in on you like mid scene and get freaked out?
Well, luckily my boyfriend, he was either playing video games or at work or asleep. But I do have two cats, and my cats would like walk around and like meow during takes, so I would have to be like, "Bert, shut up." But I also live on a busy street too, so
Mm.
um like garbage trucks, or like people who think my street is a racetrack. Um, so having to do redo takes for that as well, or like my lighting was my computer screen essentially. Um, and sometimes my computer would just like, the light
Sleep
would shut off.
or
It would
dim?
just it would just dim, and I'd be like, "Fuck, I gotta start over again."
What did your setup look like?
So I have like this sticky thing on the back of my phone. It's like an Octobuddy. And I just stuck my phone to my computer screen. So it would like kind of like where the camera would be on the computer. I had it there so it
Mhm.
wouldn't look like I was too low. Um, and I just sat in. I have this rolly chair, and um, that's basically where I sat because my house is very cluttered. So it was like the only place that like looked not like someone who has a million pictures on the back of her wall.
The back is so like the background is so dark that you do think
Yeah.
something is like gonna pop out or something.
It is, and I did that on purpose because I have like all these string lights in my kitchen, that you would have been able to see like everything, but like having it be just dark back there, it made it look neater, and two, it looked a little spookier.
Do you have any like bloopers?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, but they are deleted. They're gone.
No.
They're gone. But like they're not like funny bloopers either. It's just like me being like the screen dimming and me being like fuck. Like that's the blooper. Or like my cat being like meow, me being like Bert.
So when you first read the character of Leah, what stood out to you about her?
Um, what really stood out to me about her, well, the way you like in the short, at least, like the way you describe like she's smiling, but the tears are just flowing. I think that's like such a cool visual. And like, getting to perform that was like really, really cool. Um, so like when you pitched me doing like the longer version and you were like, do you want to play Leah or Mara? I was like, I want to be Leah again. She was so fun.
So do you think Leah knew what she was getting into, or she was just like curious?
I think um I think she was just curious and fell down the wrong rabbit hole. Even in some scenes, seems like she's like questioning things and she's like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Um, but it's too late.
So what do you think Leah represents like emotionally?
Depression and anxiety. Because I think like she's kind of going through some version of that. And because, there's mentions of things that insinuate that in the script. And I think she's going through a lot and she tries to find comfort in something. And that comfort is the worst thing that could have possibly ever happened to her.
I know you had mentioned like you always wanted to do horror. Was this the first? No, this is probably like your second one, wasn't it?
I would say this is probably my third horror film, but this is the first one that's ever been released.
No way.
Yeah, because like I was telling you before, I did a student film, it's pretty cool, with a student from Drexel University, shout out Tamarick, and I did a proof of concept with a director who is so talented. Shout out Nick Marola. He is a wonderful, wonderful director. He directed me in a G Fuel commercial that is Ghostface themed. Um, and that turned out so wonderfully. And I like casually mentioned to him that it's my dream to be a final girl in a horror movie. And he like called me on a random day and was like, "Hey, so I'm shooting this proof of concept, and remember when you said you wanted to be a final girl? Do you want to be the final girl in this project?" And I was like, "Yes." And it turned out so good. It's in my reel. I cannot post it anywhere. It's so sad. But every time I talk about it, like people are like, "No way. That's the concept." And I'm like, "Yes." And I can't say much more than that other than it's just so good and so funny, but so good. Just the idea that he pitched to me, and he let my boyfriend be in it too. Um, it's just so good, and I think it's really happening. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's. Oh, I wish I could post it, but I can't. So sad.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's funny because you do have like that final girl energy.
Thank you. I love a good scream. I got to show off my horror scream in that one. I don't really get to scream in this one.
And don't look too long.
And don't look too long. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, you do.
It's more like whispers.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Yeah. Whispers and crying. But yeah. So this would be the first one that ever came out.
So, is there anything you learned about acting or yourself from like doing something like this?
I think there's a lot of subtleties in her character that aren't as big as like the slasher I did. That was a little bit more campy. And the proof of concept I did was we took it very seriously, but it was also very silly. Um, and that, it was a lot of like running around and screaming, and it was also freezing when we filmed it. Oh my God. Um, but I think with Leah, she's very anxious and to herself, and it's all very internal rather than
Mhm.
showy and um theatrical. Like it's very like subtle, the way that like her eyes twitch, or she's smiling but she's crying, or her just the way her emotions get the better of her. Oh,
It's like,
you literally just reminded me I did another horror movie that is coming out. You were right. It's on IMDb. It's called Death Night. That's what it is.
that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I was like thinking of.
Yes, yes, yes. I die.
Oh, you're not a final girl in that one?
I'm not final girl. I die, but I'm funny.
I can't
It's
wait for
more
that
of
one. When is
it's
that one
more of
coming out?
like I don't know. They just wrapped production on it. They just had like a wrap party, but I could not go. But that one's gonna be interesting. I'm very curious to see how it turns out because the effects, weren't physically there. So I'm excited to see like what he does in post production with like the gore and whatnot. Because there was like no blood. I was like fully expecting to be covered in blood during that shoot, and then there was none, and I was like, huh. I'm excited.
Can you give us like a film synopsis for that one?
Well, I don't know. I don't have like the full. I didn't never got like the full script,
Mhm.
but it's basically like if Terrifier was not a clown, but he was like a knight in shining armor instead.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting.
Do you have any questions for me?
Questions for you. Well, I'm sure this one's obvious. Were you inspired by Unfriended and Missing?
Everybody asks me that, and
Yeah,
I see why. Cause I guess it's just because of the format, and like how we were
it's the
talking about.
format, yeah.
Yeah, how we were talking about earlier, how like those are like the two biggest movies in that format.
Mhm.
Um,
You know, I think it's definitely different. What made you cast me?
People that have never done horror usually like kill it in horror.
I love horror.
Like,
You happen to find a big horror fan. How long did it take you to edit the first version? I
a month
because
of just graphics.
wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy because it felt so fast. Like I feel like I sent you the videos and then all of a sudden I was like, "Oh my God, it's out."
Yeah, so I did the short as a proof of concept just to see if like the whole idea of it would work. And like, yeah, no, it's actually doing pretty good.
I love it. And it's such a cool fun. Like when I was younger, I was like so into like creepy videos on the internet and like creepy pastas and all that. I would have ate it up when I was younger. I still do, but I really would have when I was younger.
Do you have any advice for people trying to get into acting?
Any advice? I'd say my best advice is be confident because when you start to get nervous, that's when like you'll start messing up, and then you're gonna get more nervous, and then you're gonna like freak yourself out. And I'd say the more confident you are and the more you're like, I belong here, the more you will.
Being like confident and like socializing. Like
Yeah, the
kind
more
of
people you meet, the more like opportunities that will come your way.
yeah, it's crazy what just networking like does.
Yeah. Oh my God, no, totally. Because otherwise, I would have never gotten into verticals, and then I would have never done like film in general, and then I don't even know what would have happened, if I didn't
Mhm.
like meet someone who knew someone who knew someone.
Yeah.
Um, and half of my jobs come from just like, oh, my friend needs someone. I recommended you. So, yeah, it's great to be a good person to work with. I think is actually even better advice than being confident. Be someone that people want to work with.
Do you want to plug any any of your socials or any projects you got coming up?
Oh my God, follow me on TikTok at @cascas underscore CAS underscore. I don't post anything cool or interesting, just me in my mind. I am on Instagram at Cassidy Terracciano.
Any
But
projects?
any projects? No, unless you're in New Jersey and you want to come see the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Algonquin Theater. Um,
That's tonight, right?
yeah, we open tonight. It's so exciting.
Oh, good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, I have to start stretching and stuff. My back hurts from last night from dancing. Oh my gosh. But yeah, thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for coming on and talking about the film. I can't
Yeah.
I can't wait for people to like see what we have in store
Yes,
for them.
I'm so excited.
Thank you for coming on the show. It was so fun talking to you.
It's so fun talking to you. Nice to like actually hear your voice finally.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah.
After months of me just
Months of talking. All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.